Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex. So today I'm going to be ranking every Insaniquarium pet in a tier list. So I've seen tier list for a bunch of stuff, but I don't think I've ever seen a legitimate one for Insaniquarium. So let's do it. Start with Amp. This is weird because Amp's just a little thing of Amp, but yeah, Amp I'd say is a solid A tier. He's really good. He's a really good pet for what he's used for. He can be used in a lot of situations, especially like in time trials and challenges. He's very useful. He electrocutes the fish and gets double the money for every fish you have. So Angie, right back up there. It just revives the fish that Amp kills. She's really useful in tank 4. Whenever Ultravores die, she revives them, and that is a really handy thing. Blip. Blip, I would put in, honestly, I'd probably put him in the A tier too. He's just really good. He can be used for a lot of things. He can be used to know where an alien is going to be, which is probably the most useful thing. And he can be used to see where fish, or when fish get hungry. And then he can also unlock things early. The egg pieces and stuff like that, which is useful in like 99% of scenarios, except for one scenario it's very, very bad. So let's go with this. Let's go. What's his name? Vert, I think. So, no offense to Vert, we're gonna put him in the D tier. He's just not very good. All he does, he's only good in probably tank 1 for like the first part of tank 1. And you don't even unlock him in tank 1, you unlock him in tank 2, so like he's useless in the first adventure mode. And at that point you can just use Nico or Shrapnel or stuff like that. So it's not a very good, it's not a very good fish. Not a very good pet, I mean. Brinkley. Brinkley, I haven't used him much myself, but I've heard some pretty good things about him. I'll put him right there. He can give stars, which can help with star catchers, so in tank 2 you're covered. And he can give treasure chest, he can give some good stuff. So yeah, I put him solid B tier. So we got Stinky here. I'm gonna put Stinky actually in the D tier because Stinky is really just an inferior version of Clyde, and Clyde's gonna be in the C tier. So yeah, Clyde's not bad. I'd say Clyde's pretty good. He's just overall just faster than Stinky. So yeah. Let's go. What do we want to do? What do we want to do next? Let's do Wadsworth. So I'd say Wadsworth is just a nice C tier, and Gumbo is a B tier because he can take care of medium and small guppies, and he can take care of pretty much all guppies. So I'd pretty much just put him over. I know he's a lot more secure, but like they don't need to be that secure, and they usually end up fine with Gumbo. So yeah. Let's see. Zorf. Zorf. He's good in the early game, but past that, just not very good. D tier. Uh, Nico. Nico is actually really good in the first few tanks, so I'm gonna put him actually at B tier because he is pretty good. I'd say. Let me see. Rhubarb. Rhubarb. Rhubarb is actually. And there's so many situations where he's not useful. I mean, this is not bad, but Nimbus is just a way better version of Rhubarb. So I'm just gonna put him as F. I'm gonna put Nimbus at C. C. Nimbus can get the food and coins up, just up and out of that tank. Well, it's just kind of like a struggle for Rhubarb. I mean, he can get the fish up, but he's not able to get the food or coins, and the fish produce coins. So like, that's the whole point of Nimbus, and Nimbus honestly does a better job than Rhubarb does. So when there's guppy crunchers, there's no way they're gonna live. No way they're gonna live in that level when there's a Rhubarb there. So like in the third tank. Let's go with Shrapnel. So Shrapnel gives more money per second than Nico and Vert. He's also a little bit more dangerous, but I'm gonna put him in the B tier because he's pretty good. Yeah, and I'm gonna move Nico down to the C tier actually. Okay, now we have Rufus and Itchy. So Itchy can go anywhere. He doesn't just attack the ground guys, or like he doesn't just attack them when they're on the ground, the lower area of the screen. He attacks anywhere. So I'm just gonna put him. solid C tier. Because he doesn't do too much damage, but he does attack good. And then this guy, even though he is not used, like, he has a little bit of a more specific situation, he's still used in, like, a way that is if you can just get it right, it can be way better than Itchy, because he does more damage than Itchy, so I'd still say it's pretty good. I still see you can use it to more of an advantage than Itchy whenever, if you just try a little bit harder. Walter. Walter, I would put him just another B tier. I would put him A, but he's just too unpredictable. Like, it's just hard to get him to the place you want him to be. I mean, yeah, you can lure whatever you're trying to get to pop out to him. But it's just sometimes it's just kind of annoying because he's hard to get to. So, Nostradamus, besides being a troll, I mean, he's not that good, guys. Let's face it. He gets off one money. One. Gash. Gash, I will put in the A tier. Gash is a better version of these two guys, and he does cost a guppy, but in most levels where you'll be using them, he does cost like a few guppies, but in most levels where you'll be using Gash, you can afford a few guppies dying. In fact, sometimes you don't even want your guppies to live. So, yeah. So, Stanley. Stanley, I'd say, is pretty equivalent to Gash. They're both just, like, pretty good, do a decent amount of damage, and this guy costs money, like, it costs shells, so, like, it makes sense that he would be pretty good there. Presto. I think this kind of goes without saying. Been saving the S tier for Presto. Seymour. Yeah, Seymour's okay. He can be good in some levels. I'll put him at the C tier. You know, I think I'm actually going to. Yeah, never mind. Prigo. She's not the best. She's not the worst. She's useful in a couple levels, but like she kind of gets obsolete soon, so I'm just gonna put her in the D tier, honestly. And then Meryl. Meryl can give off coins faster. I just put her another C tier. So yeah, this right here is my ranking of every Insaniquarium pet. The best being Presto and the worst being Rhubarb and Nostradamus. So, yeah. Now, there are some specific situations where, like, Prego could be really good, and, like, maybe Gash is not very good at all. But in general, like, in the place that they're usually used, it's just really, this is a pretty good ranking, I'd say. Alright, well, see you guys.